share with you all what I'm leaving for the kids to do while I am away. As you guys know, I like to just keep them busy and not bored, away from the TV and things like that. But what I did was use their morning work folder. I've shared the basket. I went to the I just started putting the stuff in folders because it was neater than just having papers, even though there are papers in here, but it was easier to keep up with. So yellow for morning, and yeah, even though it is morning work, we don't always do it right in the morning, but it's something. So I'm going to show you what I've loaded in here. And sometimes if I'm working with somebody and they need something to do, this is what they do. But basically the concept, again, I went over it in the prep work, and it doesn't take a lot of work. I usually prep these, all my material, about 6 months out and have them ordered by month. I'll link that video. And so that all I have to do each week is just load up the folders. Okay. Very good. It just, you know, once you get a system down, once you find your material that you want to use, and I mainly use Teachers Pay Teachers, you can find some really great skill builders. It really just helps the flow of things to have it all prepped out, laid out, and things like that. And I know a lot of moms that do this, a couple of large family moms. I've seen also, and it was just interesting because I had no clue, but it really does work, especially when you have multiple ages, little ones, and you need to have them, you know, busy. You don't want them on TV or devices or anything like that, but you want them learning. So these are basically skill builders and concepts and things that they work on that you teach them, and you just want to reinforce the concepts. It's a really good way to do it, and it doesn't take them that long. The concept behind it is it should only take them 10 minutes to do whatever page that you give them, and you know, move on. If they don't finish it, fine, but basically review things. So that's the reason why it's really quick, just something to get them started in the morning. And yeah, so I was gonna say 4 and 6 year old basically have the same things, and the twins, 7-year-olds, basically have the same things. But I'm gonna show you. So they've been working on place value in math. So these are my compliments, and they enjoy doing these. Again, it's not to say that they don't know how to do these, but yeah, they have it's a whole packet of these. So they have these, and it comes with 2, and they get to color it, and you know, all sorts of stuff. And then this one is a cut and paste. They do the expanded form, so they know how to do this. And yeah, that is what is in there for their math. And there's nothing back there. There's just previous. So yeah, they know how to do it. I will clean those all out. They go in their notebooks once you know, we get back. And also what we're doing that go in their notebooks are these sight word things. They're going in their notebooks. They do know the words, but we have been building notebooks for these words, and there's a ton of these, so they like doing these. It's a color by letter, and there we go. Sometimes I will ring it and just show them, but sometimes, most of the time, they have learned the color words. So sometimes they have their own idea and just want to color whatever color they want, which is fine. But then the second page is they read it, trace it, glue it, and you know, they love the fine motor. So I think there's about 3 of these in here. And I did F words, even though they have a book full of, notebook. They know Beyond F. That's just what I pulled up. And then, let's go back here. Let's see. I'm just going to pull all these out and then just put them back in there. F. Funny. If I can grab a hold. Okay. They're really basic. Alright. And some of these came from my lesson plan binder. They're old material, but things that I have not used with these two. Again, simple words, reading, and some handwriting. So, I am living in a tree, and they have two of these. And then we have a couple of story prompts. These also go into their, I'm trying to think, I think I put these in their art notebook just for the art. Yeah, I usually put these in their art notebook. But just a basic little story prompt because they like to do what the older kids are doing. So I always give them these. Don't leave them out. Even if they don't get them done, that's fine. But I find that if I don't give them one, yeah. So, and there's, if I wasn't, here's the other one. There's a dentist, and the other one is a painter. So, everybody has these. And then, for math, I have for these guys just a simple, oh my goodness. From the Spectrum Math. Just a simple adding to 7. So that's it. So they actually have two things that they're doing, the math and then a little handwriting and some reading. So this will keep them busy. They also have a drawer. I will show you guys in a few minutes and show you what's in there so they can go in there and get those things and work on that. There's that. This is little bitties. And then let me show you what the other kids have in theirs. So they have, because I know my kids, they have a story prompt just because they like to write. And even though we don't use a lot of story prompts like this because they're capable of writing, I like them to just free write sometimes. So I did include a story prompt of this type. And then they have their copy work. And this also goes into their Bible notebook. And they started with the trace. It was the scripture. Oh my goodness. And the they just trace it. They've graduated. They went all the way to Z, and they're doing these in no particular order. But we glued them in their notebooks accordingly, and so they have their little story prompts. And back here some old, I'm going to show you the new one, but this is old. So yeah, so I have these. And morning work, here's this, and they have a whole little math packet in here. Ignore the August, but basically just skills and concepts that I want them to keep up on. And like I said, 5 minutes, and that's about it. So they can just, work on that at their leisure. And then we have some double-digit math here. And basically it's the same. They add it, then they subtract it. So, a couple of those pages. And that's it. So yeah, I gave them a little more in the way of writing. And not too much to where it's not going to overwhelm them. But just some things that, especially the, the writing, the copy work, those are things that I really do know that they will do. And they'll go into their notebooks. Let me show you what's in the drawer. we have is in this second drawer here. And basically what they have is paper, all their blank paper, so they can do art and, you know, things like that. So left them a stack of paper. I have to ration that. And some story paper. Just, you know, this is stuff that's always in here. I didn't just put this in here. So, because they like stories. So anybody can come in here and get this. And, you know, print your own writing paper. You guys don't have to buy one without the picture square, but you don't have to buy these. You can print the stuff out. And this is the lines are spaced differently, you know, big, small, according to they're scaled differently according to like beginner, kindergarten, that type of thing, first grade. They have word searches. They love word searches. So not that they don't know these words, but they love word searches. So I always keep these in here, and everybody has a set of word searches with their name on it, so they know. And that's what they're going to do. Let's see. These are ocean word search. Let's see. These are super readers. Yeah. These are, yeah, it's just all kinds of stuff in here. So like science and space, the planet, solar system. Let's get down here on the floor. And so everybody has one of those. And some more writing paper. And even more writing paper. So, some stuff I just put that stuff in here. And then there's some little activity books like that in here. And I think a couple of them up here. So, they won't be bored. Put what's in here. And I think this is stuff that needs to go in their notebook. Stuff that they were working on. And, they need to come back to more. I just tell them to put their things in here so they don't get mixed up with the morning work and they don't get lost. So things that are going in their Bible notebook, things that we've covered, but I wanted to include some updated things like Adam and Eve, things like that. So that's what they've been working on. So they'll come in here and finish this and whatever. Yeah. And they are free to go. Oh, there's some more word searches. They must have started these. But they're free to go into their work folders and in the work boxes and get whatever. Because there are also things in their folders. Human bones. So, yeah. Things like that. So definitely, they won't be bored. Of course, these words are a lot bigger, so these are for the older kids. Shrub layer. Canopy, yeah. So, the wordsearch.com, you can, I mean, these are really good because you can, there are a lot of educational ones. There are topics about everything from the Bible to, you know, just TV shows, just anything. So, that is what is in there. And like I said, that's what they'll be working on. There's nothing in the bottom. There's absolutely nothing in there. All the notebooks are in there. So that's what they have to do. And I'm sure they will read in their book, their chapter book that they're reading on. And then also, lastly, what they already know to get. Let me take you there. Everybody has their, these things. And you guys know that I program them with pages for them to work on. And these are dry erase bookmarks. So they know to come in and get their big workbook and work on those pages. So we're good. We don't have to worry about anything major. They're not missing anything. And everything else we'll just pick up on when I return. So yeah. There's word search in there. They keep all, this is their clipboards, and I just let them, yeah. Let's see, she did hers. So, I don't know what they put on here, but there's a whole bunch. So they are not lacking anything. They have a lot to keep them busy. For sure. There's some answers in Genesis. Answers in Genesis. Kingdom Chronicles. So, you know, things like word searches like this really, somebody's handwriting. Oh yeah, she was going to practice. Really help. You know, it's a gentle approach, and they really do remember those things. So, you know, just the words and what they mean. So I always try to throw in a little word search, a little logic in there, and it really helps out. So other than that, that would be that what I did for the duration of the days that I will be at graduation. Fix these back up, put them back in the basket, and just, you know, remind them that they have things in there, and clean off this table. And yeah, pretty much what we've been working on this week is just light stuff. This was a dictation, and yeah, that's what they were working on. So, but I will share all of this, the new material. Like I said, it's not new, and I know I keep saying that, but I will share the new curriculum and what we're doing. Guys, it's really basic. It's cheap, as you see. This is printable. Okay. And it saves me a whole lot of time, because all we need are spirals. And so, yeah, that's what they do. I don't think there's anything else in here. Let me show you quickly. I don't know. I may leave the little ones their copy work. I have their copy work here, but it just all depends. I may leave it in here, but they like doing these, so I think I have already E, F, and D here. D and E. So I may leave these in here for them. See, this is what the older two started with, and so now they have moved on to writing on their own. But yeah, I may leave these in here. It just all depends. Kind of particular about the little ones. So that is it. Yep, that is completely it. I don't see anything else in here that I really need to get done. We're going to do a Bible study today, and maybe I will share a little bit of that. And yeah. Other than that, hope this was helpful, and like I said, we'll link this morning work video and so that you all can actually see how this works, and you know, things like that, because you can find it, like I said, you can find it helpful. This is really in lieu of a whole bunch of workbooks. You see, we only have the one cumulative comprehensive workbook. I don't like a whole bunch of them. I find things, some things in those workbooks, the concepts are very shallow, and they're just not that beneficial. So I prefer to do it this way, especially, you know, when it comes to things like math. I prefer this style. You know, it has a lot of concepts in one, especially when they're reviewing. Now, if their math book was like this, I would not want something like this for math. Like Horizons, Abeka, they tend to do, and it's colorful, they tend to do this, and kids get so confused when there are too many concepts on one page. But this is a review, and even if they had to do one per day, that's fine. You know, even though, you know, my kids would do all of them, you know, break it up like that. But I would not want this in a math book. These things, the facts, I wouldn't want more than this in a math book. But I see a lot of math curriculums do have that, and I don't like that. I feel that it's overwhelming to them. All free. All free. And I will talk to you all in the comments. Be blessed.